of a sudden, morning came without any warning, which was exactly how I was woken up from my slumber. Holy shit! I glanced up at the bullet hole in the wall high above my head and then to my dad. What kind of twisted father wakes up his son by shooting a bullet into the wall over his head? In my rage, I threw my pillow at my dad. Is that why there's no pillow in my bed? He was not amused. Would you rather have a bullet on your head then? God damn it. I glanced at the clock. It's only 7 a.m. It's Saturday, let me sleep. I lay back down with a huff and closed my eyes. I heard the click right next to my ear of the pistol safety going off. My eyes burst open. I'm up! That's what I thought. You have 2 minutes to get your butt over to the bastions. I can't even get ready in 2 minutes. I guess you have to work in your underwear then. This is unfair. You do the crime, you do the time. Vandalism and stealing. You should be happy your punishment isn't worse. Hard labor and volunteering? You should consider yourself lucky. Yeah, I should be thrilled that I lost my weekends for 3 months. If you finish early, you can still have some time. What even matters? I can't see straws. Your own fault. You're wasting time. You have 1 minute left to get dressed. Well, get out then so I can. Dad laughed. Why didn't I do the giggle for the girl earlier then? I hate my guy voices. God damn it. Oh wait, I shouldn't do that. Henry doesn't like that. I'm not falling for that, Evan. I know you too well. You'll just go back to sleep and leave and probably lock the door this time. I guess that's a closet. It's a closet, right? Yeah, I say that's a closet. I tried to make up some kind of excuse. I can't get dressed with you in the room. Dad folded his arms and gave me a hard stare. He wasn't buying it. I changed your diapers as a kid. I helped teach you how to shower, and we go to gym together regularly. I'm going to seriously try that excuse. Well, in my sleepy state, I'd hoped it would work. I will drag you and force you to work, I think. Yeah, clothes or not, so I assume you get your butt out of that bed and start getting dressed. Knowing my dad, I flew out of bed and got dressed faster than I thought was humanly possible, and then headed over to our neighbors. They lived very secluded lives. A large iron fence covered with various climbing plants prevented anyone from staying inside. A gate prevented anyone from entering, as if there was some reason to keep everyone out. Look at those pretty flowers. Ooh, look at that bridge. Ooh, I'm supposed to be reacting, so deal with it. Ooh, thing is, I already saw this before. I get spoiled so much. Ha 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 ha. He's here. Dad pressed a button on the intercom, and after he spoke, the gate began open. He turned around and handed me a piece of paper. Here's a list of things you need to do for them. If you leave before all of them are done, well, you know. I nodded and walked into the secluded garden. It really felt like I had entered a rich person's grounds, or some kind of garden in a fairy tale. I frowned as I looked at all the extravagance. Rose bushes of rainbows of colors were everywhere. Snapdragons, hydrangeas, bleeding hearts, tulips, and tons of other kinds of flowers. I had no clue what they were. That kind of feels like a run-on sentence. I'm gonna write it down. next? Run. One sentence, maybe? They all blended together in perfect balance like a painting crafted by a master. I glanced down at the list in my hand. It was long, very long. This is going to take forever. I wonder if I could just stop at the front gate and skip this. Dad is probably expecting that. What people said about me getting leniency was completely true. They had a right to be a little upset at the favoritism I received. My dad wanted to keep me out of the system, so if I screwed up, he would try to make backdoor deals to keep my involvement off the record. However, due to that, my punishments were always some form of manual labor or something for the person I had wronged. I kept walking through the wonderland of flowers. I came upon a pond with a stone bridge leading to an island in the middle. Various lilies, orchids, and water lilies coated the inside and around the pond. A fancy pergola led into a gazebo that looked like it would fit more into a royal garden. Did he just use the wrong van? Oh my god, he used the wrong van. I need to stop using that. Stop saying that. Royal garden van. Okay. The pillars holding the spiderweb designed metal roof were made of marble, as for most of the supports of the pergola. A small black metal table and a heap of leaves sat in the center of the gazebo with two metal chairs that had flower designs in between the railings, while the black railings themselves formed vines and leaves. Sitting in one of the chairs holding a fine china teacup sat a girl who didn't belong. Pinky ring. She fit perfectly with the image the garden projected, but in this time period she didn't. It was almost like she was living proof of time travel, or that I had truly stepped into a storybook garden and in front of me was the princess herself. She sat there so silently without moving an inch. Her skin was so pale and her body seemed so fragile, it made me question if she was really alive. She looked more like a life-size doll than a person. I cautiously stepped toward her. I didn't want to startle her. I should have been paying more attention to where I was walking, though. I would have noticed the dog tail on my path. No! Whoa, nice doggy. The dog was not happy. It bared teeth at me as it slowly backed me up against the edge. Nice doggy. Like they were her bodyguards, a whole horde of black shadows rose from behind her. It came over to where the one dog had me trapped. It was a whole army of different breeds of dogs. Nice doggies! I threw up my hands in defense, trying to tell them I was innocent. I glanced toward the girl. She was watching with an emotionless gaze. Was she really going to let them maul me? They were inching closer and closer. I had nowhere left to go. A little help? Please? She said nothing, only watching with that almost dead gaze, like she was watching a boring movie. Call off your mutts! Her eyebrow twitched and she lifted the teacup to her lips and said in a dull tone, "Sick 'em." On command, all the dogs jumped at me and pushed me into the pond. In a rage, I struck the water surface. The pond was only 2 feet deep. My whole body was soaked now. I gazed back at the island and saw her sitting there. Oh. Sitting there, still. With her eyes closed like the whole scene in front of her didn't matter. There was no splash. But there's only so many sound effects. And it would get annoying, I think. Thankfully, the dogs did not follow me into the pond. They went back over to her and lay down, content that they had caused me discomfort. I suggest he stop slacking off and play with the dogs and get to work on the gardening. So she knew why I was here and still did that. I growled in frustration as I waded out of the pool and pond. Ugh. I need to go back to my house for a change of clothes. I was told you weren't allowed to leave until all the work is done. So I'm just supposed to work wet like this? Well, that isn't my problem, is it? If you don't want to be wet, why did you go for a swim? I want to rip that teacup out of her hand and smash it. Now listen here. As soon as I raised my voice and took a step into the gazebo, a chorus of growls and snarls echoed. I took a deep breath and stepped back and lowered my voice. You know darn well I didn't choose to swim.
I think you did. You made a choice to insult these children.
She set the teacup down and put her hand on the German Shepherd's head that rested by her foot.
These children have feelings just like anything else.
I didn't mean to step on his tail.
Then you shouldn't be so careless.
Or you need to keep your mutts on a leash.
See, that right there. You're making a conscious choice with your words to insult them. I'll let it slip this once.
She turned away from me and looked back at the dogs on the floor of the gazebo.
I think you should get to work.
She spoke in a frigid tone. It was clear I'd worn out any sort of welcome I had, which is fine with me. I want to finish this work and get out of here anyway. The work was hard. It was long. It was crazy boring. The garden was so huge and everything needed some kind of attending, pruning, or watering. It all was a lot of work, easily enough for 2 or 3 people. I wiped my brow and turned away from the rose bush in front of me. I turned around, there she was. Almost made me drop the pruning shears I had. Wait a second. I'm pretty sure. Shears? Don't sneak up on people.
I'm surprised.
I was still a little annoyed. About what? I was still trying to calm myself down from the sudden fright.
I would have thought you left by now, but here you are, still working.
I rolled my eyes. Please, like I have a choice. I know my dad.
Do you think you can hurry up? I need you to leave.
What? Do you think I'm going slow on purpose? I'm not. I want to leave ASAP. Or is it ASAP?
Well, hurry up then.
I scooped at the clippers, knelt down, and began to trim back the rose bush. The girl kept looking over at the gate. Was something going to come through it? I felt her poking my arm, the arm that held the clippers. Hurry. Stop poking me! Do you want me to clip off my own finger?
Will that make you leave faster?
No, just to spite you. I sit here bleeding all over the garden.
Move over. I can do it faster.
She didn't give me much choice and she pushed me out of the way. What is your hurry?
I want you to leave.
You said that already.
So why don't you leave?
Because I want to keep my body intact. Little by little, her muscular tone was starting to crack. Her irritation and frustration started to seep out. I just had to keep cracking her little by little to get through that emotionless facade.
You really aren't going to leave, are you?
I can't. She laid out aside and dropped the clippers. Apparently, she was not going to help me after all. That was a hiccup.
I guess I have no choice.
I was quite when I asked her what the big deal was, but at the moment the gate opened and a nurse entered the garden.
Antoinette, you know you shouldn't be outside for long and doing manual labor. Your body isn't going to hold up if you continue that. Let the gardener do his own work. That is what he's hired for.
I growled at the hussy woman. Gardener? Excuse me? Do I look like some lowly gardener?
Come now, back to bed. Your parents would fire me if anything happened to you.
The nurse came over and started to lead the girl away.
And you, how could you let us stay out here? Shame on you.
Without any warning, I became the bad guy.
It's really okay. I'm fine. My body's feeling good today. Come on, you need rest. No, really, I know what is best. Come now, you need to lie down before it starts to hurt. But I'll bring you a bowl of seafood for you to eat.
Hey. They both stopped and the nurse spun around and gave me a hard stare. She said she doesn't want to.
Are you a nurse? No, you can only cut weeds. The suspend the patient to someone who is qualified.
Taking care of someone is just making sure they're safe. It's also looking out for their happiness. I need water. I never really taken care of someone, but my older sister and my parents taking care of me all the time, so I knew what it meant. It wasn't just making sure they got better, it was keeping them in a good mood too. I'm getting that damn water now. She wants to stay outside, so let her stay outside. Well, I never! I'll report you! The nurse got all heavy and stormed out of the garden.
Thank you.
And of course, dogs choose to bark now. I'll just end the recording here. Oh, come on. Come on, one of you bark. One of you. Come on. Fun. Who's downstairs? Who's downstairs? Who's downstairs? Let's go outside. Wanna go outside? Go outside? Go outside? Let's go. Come on. Outside. 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 Come on. Go outside. Let's go outside. Go outside. Yeah. Go outside. Go outside. Go outside. Outside. Let's go outside. Go outside. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, let's go. Come on. Get up. Oh, let's go. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, you are no fun. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Who's that? Who's that? Who's that? Come on. Let's go. Come on. Up, up, up. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. You guys are terrible. Now you guys won't bark? You're barking up.